Last time on Cyberphile. We spent a lot of time in the labyrinth that is the Red Hall of Cages, talking about Askaria's official creed, the Three, throughout most of our trek. Hello, Saltborn. Welcome back to Cyberphile and another episode of this lore-enhanced walkthrough of Salt and Sanctuary. So we are on our way to the boss of the Red Hall of Cages. So let's take out the Split Swordsman first and be on our way. So this boss, nobody likes. Nobody likes to fight this boss. He's a cool design, but he is a pain in the ass. And there's not really a whole lot of lore behind him either. But the Tree of Men is Askaria's most terrifying torture device. And it is essentially, thanks to the dark nature of the island that we're on, it has come to life to kill us, of course. Because that's what everything wants to do in this game, right? So it's just a big tree of men. I mean, that's what it's called, so not very original with this one. Nah, I'm kidding. It's a neat design. It's just a pain in the ass, especially near the end of the fight. I don't mind this part of the fight too much, but the next part he resists slash damage pretty well, so it can be pretty annoying. So you get him down to about half health. You can no longer damage him by attacking the men. You have to actually attack his head, which only comes in range when you bait it into range. You gotta watch out for the smashes. As you can see, I'm doing a third of the damage that I was doing to the men part of the Tree of Men. Combine that with the fact that you got fire damage, which is some of the most annoying damage in Salt and Sanctuary, and you've got one annoying boss. To be fair, though, it is a pretty unique boss. There's no other boss in Salt and Sanctuary where the actual environment is part of the challenge, so it's got that going for it. This poleaxe, I can kind of nab his head a little bit, even when he's not technically in range. Ooh, that hurt. Once you get his health down even farther, he actually has a third phase of this fight, which is even more annoying. Because you have to then go back and forth between each side of the arena, or he'll fry you. That was a close one. I need to flask up. There we go. I'm almost out of flasks. I better be careful. It's just a lengthy battle with a bunch of really annoying elements. Here it is. So you do not want to be on whatever side he sprays on when he does that, and he'll do that now after every single punch. And so you have to constantly switch sides during the rest of this fight. I really hope I won't have to fight him again. Like, I hope I won't die. Because right now things are not looking great. Whew, that was a close one. I almost got singed there. Oh my god. Fire everywhere. Oh, no! Oh, that's so annoying. Worst boss fight ever. Fucking more like the Tree of Cocks. A couple of botched attempts later, I've gotten the Tree of Men back down to his most irritating phase. This fight is all about patience. Patience to see how long it takes you to throw your goddamn controller. I'm surprised I didn't get burned by anything on that one. Alright, come on, this is good. This is good. Perfect. Oop, got a little cocky, of course. Come on, if everything goes well, this should be the last phase. There we go! Finally! Ugh. Fuck that guy. I hate that boss. Ugh. If you're running a shield build, he's not so bad. If you have that Phoenix Rodance shield that we got way back in the Castle of Storms, you can just block all of the flames pretty much and you'll be fine. So with that bastard finally downed, we can now move on to Hager's Cavern. So Hager was a pirate on the mainland, and Hager's Cavern is home to one of the most annoying lesser enemies in the game, the Angsty Bones, which are teleporting skeletons who are assholes. I just want to get to the next sanctuary. Here it is. Just put this up and the skeleton should go away, and we're good. Okay. Thank goodness. So, in life, Hager was a pirate, a dread pirate. He was kind of hated. So Hager's Cavern is most likely the place where he stored his loot, or maybe it was even a cove where he could store his ship. And it was probably in Coast Rock, because Coast Rock is known for these sort of coves, rocky areas, and when I think pirate, I think Coast Rock. So that's most likely what that was all about. There's not a whole lot of information on Hager, but we will run into him before we know it. So, now's the part where you would expect me to head through Hager's Cavern, right? Well, I'm actually not going to. Not yet, anyway. Reason being is I want to go back to the Red Hall, and I want to head to a little hidden area where we're going to get the creed that we're going to use for the rest of the game. So let me head off in that direction. Okay, so you may remember this portion from last episode where I used my double jump ability to head up there, and we got a couple items. Well, there's an alternate route we can take down this way. So we're going to see what's at the end of these spinny discs first. And is there anything at the bottom here? Oh no, we've gone that way. And now we're going to get harassed by Ember Skulls. Anything with fire in this game is annoying. That's what you need to know. But now we're going to head back around the spinny discs of torture over here, which is a hidden area. You can see the item glowing through the wall there to sort of key you into it. And this heads us to Cran's Pass, which I'm not going to talk about at this point because we're not going to be able to explore it completely. This is the creed that I'm going to take an oath to, and they are called the House of Splendor. So let's talk with this lady first. Greetings, fellow connoisseur of fine things. Quite keen of you to have found us. We're quite the secret group, you know, but we hold the most fantastic truth. What truth is it we hold? It's simple. There is no thing greater than splendor. Flesh rots away. It drips from the bone. Everything becomes dust. But gold? Adorn my body in it. When my flesh shears away, I will live on through my gold. Why am I preoccupied with the fleeting nature of flesh? Well, my friend, because it is. We have been afflicted by grey rot. Gold is our solace. It is our glorious Aegis. The prophet gave us gold. The fool gave us wine. Were they men or gods? Whoever they were, they surely saved this pocket of humanity. Gold gives us light and wine gives us warmth. This is one of my favorite lines in the entire game. How can I mourn my affliction when my heart shines so brightly? So cool. Shall we deal in gold then? So let me take up this oath. So I am now an apostate of the 3, and I won't be able to be a member of the 3 now unless I go and talk to that candlelit lady we met way back before the Watching Woods. So we've already got a merchant. Let's get a leader and a guide and a blacksmith. I should have got the alchemist. That's okay. Now, one of the main reasons I want to come down here, other than seeing this really cool creed that I love, is to start doing work for the creed. So first, let's see if there's any dialogue that any of these NPCs have for us. And it doesn't look like the leader tends to have anything different. Welcome to a safe place of gold. I'm accustomed to dealing with gold, but I can forge things of iron just as easily. So, that's kind of a unique text line. Shall we ramble on? We can go where we want, but I quite like it here. Very neat. So, we can do work for our creeds. So let's not talk. Work. There we go. And essentially what you want to do is you want to find these drops hidden around the world. And doing so will enable you to raise your devotion for a creed. So as you can see, I already have over 3 skull bat wings, so let's turn it in. And now we can choose a new item, and we'll receive this item every time we rest at a sanctuary. Much like how we get more healing potions every time you rest. So that's what the lily red wine is. It's their form of the healing potion. So we could have another one of those and then we'd have 5 every time you rest. Which is nice, but the real reason that I came to this creed is to get golden wine. And I might actually get some cleansing cloths as well. They're good to have. But iris wine is going to be the wine that heals your magic power, which we're not even bothering with in this playthrough. Golden wine, though, is what we really want. Actually a liqueur. Its namesake comes from the enchanted gold flakes suspended within. Quaff it to temporarily improve your defense, attack, and gold find rate, but don't quaff too much in a hurry. So I'm going to take that golden wine, and looks like we have enough Ember Skull Ashes to grab another. So let's do that. And now we've got a little bit of grinding to do. We haven't encountered Whispermen or Leprous yet, but I know that I can find some Drowned Soldier's Ears and some Heartseeker Nerves if I go out and grind. So one thing I definitely want to buy is the Mask of Splendor. Because as a follower of the House of Splendor, unless it puts my equip rate over 75%, yeah, okay. But I do want to wear the Mask of Splendor for the rest of our playthrough. There we go. And now we've got our Mask of Splendor on as well. Now we need to do a little bit of grinding, but not for salt, but for drops. So I'm gonna go grind, and I'll talk a little bit about the House of Splendor while I do so. So let's talk House of Splendor a little bit. So the House of Splendor revere 2 main non-traditional gods. You have Gilbaal, which is the god of wine, and Axigal, the god of visions, and they're known simply as the Fool and the Prophet, as the lady over here spoke about. They suffer from that affliction called grey rot, which is kind of like zombification. Now, it's unknown if gold is like a medicine for grey rot, like it kind of like soothes it, maybe soothes the pain, but they all wear the mask because they don't want others to see their decomposed faces, the zombie face, their lips are falling off, that kind of stuff. Grey rot is kind of like a plague, and it tended to afflict entire communities. However, because of this, it caused those communities to band together. There was a split in these communities, and I'll talk about those at a later date, but I did want to touch on this because we'll talk about that in the area after Hager's Cavern. So I did want to get in here, plus it'll be good to get some creed work going. I'll be able to be a little more powerful going forward. So, according to one of their gods, the Fool, he claims that magic is drawn from a celestial field known as the Warp, and that consuming wine would draw out a primal connection to the Warp, enhancing magical abilities. I'll talk about the Warp and what lies beyond the Warp later in the series, and how magic works once we reach the main magical creed of the game. So, this leaves us with one question. Who were Axegal and Gilbael, the Fool and the Prophet? Well, we know a fool. He has the ability to bestow brands upon us and have us walk on the ceiling. And he also seems to be really wise. Could it be that the House of Splendor reveals that jester as one of their gods? Perhaps. It's a theory. It's an interesting theory, for sure. And another theory is, what if Kraken are gods? Or stepping stones to becoming gods? That would be interesting because they have a fool as well, the false jester. But the false jester was tricking humans into thinking he was the real jester. It's up in the air and it's for you to speculate, but it's interesting nonetheless. So one of the interesting things about the House of Splendor is that their wines, their healing items, give you this meter right here that's, if you fill it all the way up, you get poisoned. Now, here's the question. Is it because it's wine? Is it just a play on drunkenness? Could be. Or, could it be that even the wine has been inflicted with grey rot? Just a little, and it could just be that maybe the wine is poisonous. Or maybe whatever is in there helps to cure grey rot. But you wouldn't be able to know unless you had grey rot, which our character obviously does not. I'm going to do a little bit more grinding off screen for the items that we need to raise our devotion, and I'll see you on the next episode of From the Depths with Cyberphile. See you then. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more Cyberphile content, and if you liked this video, show me with that little thumbs up button. If you liked this video, you might like one of my other videos. You can click right on the boxes to jump to them. Cyberphile, offline.